For those of you listening, this is the Boxing Truth Radio. We have R.A. the Rugged Man. As many of you know, if you're listening to the show, you're a boxing fan, you know what went down this week. If you want to call in and face R.A. the Rugged Man, mano a mano, you know the number, 562-219-3603. Go ahead, Chavez. I know you had a question.
Yeah, my question was basically, where did your passion for boxing start, man? It's always good to see, people from different industries, different artists from wherever they might be, have love for the sport of boxing. Being that it's considered such a marginal sport here in the States. It's obviously more popular international, but where did your first love for boxing start?
Well, when I was a kid, my father was a huge fight fan, and he grew me up on boxing when I was about 5 or 6 years old, and the first fight I remembered, my father was telling me how Sugar Ray Leonard was going to whoop Roberto Duran's ass, and I was a little kid, and I watched Duran whoop Sugar Ray Leonard's ass, the first fight, and I was like, oh shit, my dad don't know what he's talking about, and then I remember, but then he did, because in the rematch we all know what happened, and then we also remember watching as a kid. My dad and me being very pissed off when in the second Michael Spinks Larry Holmes fight, when Larry Holmes beat Spinks' ass, and they gave the decision to Michael Spinks. Those were the earliest memories I have from around those times, the early to mid '80s, and that's when I grew up on boxing. And I even actually joined the boxing gym and was fighting when I was around 8 years old, and then 10 years old. And what happened is, I had a little bit of difficult life, but everybody did. But I ended up having a little sickness and a bleeding ulcer. I was actually like shitting and pissing blood, nothing to do with the boxing. So my mother, this little nervous German lady, she stepped in for my gym. So the only fight night I got to do was in the school, and I didn't get to box no more because I didn't have nobody paying for my gym no more. so I didn't really. So a lot of people say, "Oh, you need to lace on the gloves to have an opinion," and I'm like, well. Did y'all have to be the president of the United States and know Bush was doing a bad job? Did you got to be a rapist to know that raping women is bad? You don't have to do shit to know. You have to be a filmmaker to know that Mariah Carey's Glitter is a lousy film. You know what I mean? That whole concept of, oh, you have to fight. Yeah. I mean, I watched. I love the fights. I worship these guys, man. These guys are my kings, man. So there ain't no disrespect for the sport I got, man. I love it more than anything. And I'm the first one to defend it over the MMAs when everyone going, oh, mixed martial arts the shit and this and that. I'm the first one to get heated in arguments telling everyone why boxing is the best in the world and mixed martial arts can't fuck with it. I'm the first one to defend the sport and love the sport and want it to succeed. So, I don't know what else.